The diner was supposed to be quiet that morning. Just the smell of coffee, the clinking of plates, and the soft chatter of customers. But everything changed in a single moment. When the wealthy couple strutted into the small-town diner, everyone noticed their designer clothes. They walked in like they owned the world, loud, entitled, and ready to complain about everything. But what happened next left the entire diner frozen, because within minutes, a retired police dog limped inside, seeking shelter. His ribs rose unevenly, his fur was dirty and cold, and his eyes begged for help when a young waitress knelt down to protect him. The rich man, furious and impatient, lifted his leg and kicked her, shouting, "Move that filthy mutt away." The blow sent both Lucy and the wounded dog crashing to the floor. Customers froze. Gasps erupted. Chairs scraped as people stood in shock. Lucy, gasping for breath, still threw her arms around the injured police dog, shielding him with her body. "He's filthy. Move him," the husband yelled. "Get that disgusting thing away from us." The woman snapped. Lucy refused. She whispered, "He's hurt. Please." But the couple didn't realize one thing. A uniformed police officer had been sitting quietly at the counter. He saw everything, that he heard everything. That dog was once his partner. What happened next shocked the entire diner. Before we start, make sure to hit like, share, and subscribe. And really, I'm curious, where are you watching from? Drop your country name in the comments. I love seeing how far our stories travel. The morning rush had barely begun when Lucy wiped down the counter of the small-town diner, her smile warm even though she'd been on her feet since sunrise. Regular customers chatted softly, coffee steamed in shiny mugs, and everything felt calm until the door swung open with a sharp jingle. A wealthy couple stepped inside like they owned the place. Ethan, tall and polished, adjusted his expensive watch as his wife Veronica strutted beside him in a bright designer dress. Their heels clicked loudly against the tiled floor, and their voices carried even louder. "Oh, this place looks old," Veronica scoffed, wrinkling her nose. Customers exchanged uncomfortable glances, but Lucy approached with her usual gentle smile. "Good morning. Booth or counter?" "Booth," Veronica snapped. "And hurry, we don't have all day." Lucy nodded politely, leading them to a red vinyl booth. Behind her, Officer Daniel sat quietly at the counter, half-finished coffee in hand. He'd stopped in for breakfast during his break, his uniform unmistakable, though he kept to himself. Veronica tossed her purse onto the table. "Finally, can we get service that's actually fast?" Lucy swallowed her frustration, promising to return with menus. She didn't know it yet, but this couple was about to turn her peaceful morning into something unforgettable and dangerous. Lucy was on her way back to the couple's booth when a sudden, strange sound came from the diner entrance. A low, broken whine followed by the soft scrape of claws on tile. She turned, confused, and her breath caught. A German shepherd stood trembling in the doorway. His fur was matted with dirt, one leg dragged weakly, and his sides rose and fell with heavy, labored breaths. For a moment, the entire diner froze. Conversation stopped. Forks paused mid-air. Then the dog collapsed. Lucy rushed forward without hesitation, kneeling beside him. "Oh my gosh. Hey, buddy. It's okay." Her voice softened instinctively as she slid her hands beneath his head, feeling the rapid, uneven breathing. Behind her, someone gasped. Another whispered, "Is that a police dog?" But not everyone cared. Veronica groaned loudly. "Ugh, seriously? A filthy animal in here? This is disgusting." Ethan rolled his eyes. "Can someone remove it already? We're paying customers." Lucy ignored them. The dog lifted his head slightly, eyes pleading, and she felt her heart twist. This wasn't just an injured stray. There was training in the way he held himself, discipline in his posture even while shaking. Officer Daniel, still seated at the counter, slowly stood. His eyes narrowed as he stepped closer. Something about the dog seemed familiar. Too familiar. Lucy kept her hands gently on the trembling German shepherd, whispering calm reassurance as he tried to steady his breathing. But behind her, the spoiled couple grew louder, their irritation rising like boiling water. Ethan slammed his palm on the table. "Are you kidding me? We've been waiting, and she's playing vet with a stray mutt." Veronica crossed her arms dramatically. "This is unbelievable. We come here for breakfast, and we're treated like second-class citizens because of some dirty animal." Lucy turned her head slightly. Pleased he's hurt. Just give me one moment. And oh, Veronica snapped. We don't have time for your excuses. Serve us first, or get someone else who will. The dog whimpered, and Lucy instinctively shielded him with her body. This only enraged Ethan more that he marched toward her, jaw clenched. Move away from that filthy thing. I can't, Lucy said softly. He needs help. Ethan's face twisted with anger. I said move. Before anyone could react, he lifted his leg and kicked, aiming at the dog but striking Lucy as she protected him. She stumbled to the floor with a gasp, the dog crying out in pain. The entire diner erupted in shocked cries. You monster! Someone shouted. Silverware clattered. Chairs scraped back. A mother covered her child's eyes. Behind them all, a chair slid slowly across the floor. Officer Daniel was standing now, expression cold, controlled, and deadly serious. The couple still had no idea they had just crossed a line they couldn't undo. The diner fell into stunned silence as Lucy struggled back to her knees. One hand braced against the floor, the other reaching instinctively for the whimpering dog. Ethan stepped back, breathing hard, as if he hadn't expected anyone to react. But someone did. The deep, steady voice cut through the chaos. That's enough. Ethan turned, annoyed, until he saw the badge. Officer Daniel stood tall, his uniform unmistakable, his expression carved from stone. Veronica's face drained of color. Ethan's bravado faltered instantly. We didn't do anything wrong, Veronica stammered. She refused to serve us. Daniel ignored her. He knelt beside Lucy first. Are you hurt? He asked gently. She shook her head, though her voice trembled as she whispered. He kicked the dog. Daniel's eyes shifted to the German shepherd. Injured, shaking, but still trying to sit upright with disciplined posture. Recognition flashed across his face. Thor? He breathed. The dog lifted his head at the sound of his name. The rich couple looked between them in confusion. But Daniel rose slowly, turning his full attention on them. You didn't just assault a waitress, he said, voice low and controlled. You assaulted a police canine. Ethan swallowed hard. Veronica took a shaky step back. They finally realized the magnitude of what they had done. The diner buzzed with disbelief as Officer Daniel stepped forward, placing himself between the panicked couple and the trembling dog. Ethan raised his hands defensively. Look, we didn't know he was a police dog. That doesn't matter, Daniel replied sharply. You kicked an injured animal and a waitress who tried to protect him. Veronica's voice cracked. She was ignoring us. We just wanted service. A customer at the corner table stood up, holding his phone. We recorded everything. You two were out of control. Another woman chimed in. Lucy didn't do anything wrong. You attacked her. Phone screens lit up across the diner. Multiple witnesses capturing the entire confrontation. That Veronica's confidence crumbled. Please delete those. This is all a misunderstanding. It's not, Daniel said, pulling out his notepad. Assault on a working K9 carries serious charges. And assaulting a civilian? Even more. Ethan attempted a shaky laugh. Come on, officer. This is unnecessary. Let's just forget it. He took one step toward the exit. Daniel blocked him instantly. Don't even think about it. Murmurs of approval rippled through the diner. Customers nodded, grateful someone was finally standing up for Lucy and for the injured K9. Meanwhile, Thor struggled to lift his head, his eyes following Daniel with unwavering loyalty. Justice, for once, was happening in real time at the veterinary clinic. Thor lay on a soft blanket as doctors worked swiftly to treat his injuries. Daniel stayed close, one hand resting gently on the dog's side, his voice low and steady. You made it back to me, buddy. I'm here now. Lucy waited just outside the exam room, her hands trembling slightly. When Daniel finally stepped out, he gave her a grateful nod. The vet says Thor will recover. You protected him when no one else did. Lucy exhaled shakily. I just couldn't let him suffer. Most people wouldn't have stepped in, Daniel said. What you did today, it saved his life. Word of the couple's arrest spread quickly through town. Customers returned to the diner not just for food, but to thank Lucy for her courage. Her manager even posted a sign on the door, Heroes work here. Days later, Daniel brought a fully bandaged but proudly standing Thor into the diner. The moment Lucy saw him, she knelt down, tears filling her eyes as Thor rested his head gently in her hands. You're really okay, she whispered, Daniel smiled softly. He wanted to thank you himself. Customers watched the heart-stirring reunion, moved by the bond between them. And in that small diner, kindness, not cruelty, won in the end.